What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nash, and in this video I'm going to be showing you everything that you can do in finance. So this is going to be an overview. We have a website here that has a career map that shows you all the things you do in finance. And this video was brought by some people I ran into that are finance majors, and they all want to do the same thing. And sometimes I don't think that they actually want to do that one thing. It's just because that's all they know. That's what everyone in finance talks about. So, I wanted to do this video so we can kind of like have an overview of all the things you could do in finance, and also some of the things that overlap. So let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so this is brought to you by Corporate Finance Institute. Okay. Now, this website breaks down all the things you do in finance in a very, very beautiful way. Now, on the top here, you're going to see the different tracks that you can go, right? So obviously you have your sell side banks, you have your buy side institution, you have your corporates, and you have your professional services firms, which is really awesome. Now, I have personally worked in corporates as well as professional services firms. So I was in consulting in one of the big four firms, and now I work in this sector here, which is corporates. Now, let's start with a sell side here. So as you can see, this is where you're going to have the track that everyone wants to go straight from college, which is going to be investment banking, right? You kind of like have subcategories underneath these main ones, but I think what matters is really the main subcategory here. You also have your banking, right? So you also have your capital markets. That's where you have people that go to New York Stock Exchange to go trade on a trading desk. You also have your asset management. A lot of people go into that. You also have your risk management over here. So a lot of people want to go to the sell side of everything because this is what's mostly advertised. So as we go through this, you're going to see that there's more opportunities than just the sell side, which is actually really competitive, and it's a lot of work. Now, the second one is obviously going to be the buy side, right? So before we do that, actually, we can look at some of the descriptions here. Let's go back to the sell side. So essentially, sell side banks, they sell and trade a bunch of securities, and and they're selling this to the buy side, which is what we're gonna go into and review. But essentially, they're just selling things. They're selling stocks. They're selling bonds. Now, going here to the buy side, which is gonna be the customer of the sell side. So the buy side, essentially, they're going to be purchasing and managing investments on behalf of other firms or individuals. Now, if we go back here, you're going to see that you have your asset managers over here, which is going to be, institutional, private wealth, and other alternatives. You also have your private equity, you have your hedge funds, and you have your risk management. So if you notice here, these are kind of like subcategories of people managing wealth, and you obviously have risk management over here. Now, you also have corporates, which is most people are familiar with this. I think a lot of people go into corporates just because it's a lot easier to get into. Sometimes it's less competitive than these other two here. So you obviously have your budgeting and forecasting. You have your, which is FP&A, very, very common entry level position into finance. You have your transactions and financing. You can do these jobs within, obviously a corporate company, right? You can work in the treasury department. I remember when I was in college, I actually interned as a financial analyst, and I sat next to other analysts that were interning in the treasury department as treasury analysts, which is pretty cool. Now, you also have your risk management down here. Now, moving on to the last one here, which is going to be professional services firms. So this is essentially, your big four consultants, right? You can see here the big four accounting firms are the largest professional services firms in the world. So they actually, provide professional services such as tax, audit, as well as corporate finance and all types of things. So if you go into consulting with one of the big four or any other consulting firm, you're going to be in the professional services firms. And I've had the opportunity to work in the professional services firms, which is really, really awesome. Now, you're going to have your advisory, you're going to have your valuation, and you're going to have your risk management here. If you look at all these four different tracks here, you're going to find some things that cross over, right? So if you look on the bottom of each of these tracks, you can see that we have risk management, right? You see risk management here, risk management here, risk management here, risk management there. That's because there is risk in finance, right? You're dealing with money, you're dealing with selling things, selling assets, buying assets, managing things, budgeting. You're dealing with giving advice. So there's always going to be a risk. So that's one of those things that you could do in finance if you don't want to specialize in, let's say you don't want to specialize in trading, right? Or maybe in loans, in doing commercial loans or something like that, or research. You can go into risk management. It's all the same. Maybe they might use different terminology, or maybe you adjust the risk appetite depending on the firm that you work at. But essentially, that's one of those things that you could do, and you're going to be able to jump between these different tracks here. Now, look at this, you can find some other overlaps here. You can see that on the sell side, we obviously have asset management, as well as on the buy side, we have asset management over here, right? These two tracks are selling and buying things, right? These are assets, whether it's stock, whether it's bonds, whether it's whatever it is, you're selling and buying assets. Someone has to manage it, right? And this website does a good job at giving you descriptions. You can click on any of these and it'll give you a brief explanation of what this is and the skills that are needed to be successful. And all of these you can click and get a good read here. I think it's a lot of really, really important information, and it breaks out the different tracks that you can take in finance. And yeah, this is something that a lot of people need to see, so that they don't only try to go to the sell side of finance, or maybe the buy side of finance, or corporate finance. That is pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.